All right, buckle up because today we're going deep into the wild world of meme coins.
Oh, meme coins.
Yeah, but
Huh.
not the ones you're probably thinking of.
All right.
This one's called Dirty Stinking Place.
Dirty, stinking place.
You heard that, right?
Wow.
DSP for short. And let me tell you, the name is just the tip of the iceberg. So we've got their white paper, some seriously out there meme campaign plans, even a peek at how they're using AI.
AI now, too. Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a fascinating mix, to say the least.
It's definitely an unconventional approach, for sure.
Right.
They're trying to tap into that kind of disillusionment, but also, like, the humor of a generation that's grown up with, you know, memes and climate anxiety.
Exactly. Their tagline is, because if the world's going down, we might as well laugh while we six-syncs it.
Yeah.
Catchy, right?
Yeah.
So are they onto something here, or is this just clever marketing?
Yeah, good question.
That's what we're here to find out.
Big question.
They actually call themselves the chaotic sibling of effective altruism,
Oh.
which I find kind of intriguing.
Yeah. That comparison really highlights their strategy, I think.
How so?
Well, effective altruism is all about, like, maximizing the good you do,
Right.
often through very data-driven means,
Yeah.
But Dirty Stinking Place, DSP, they seem to be going for more of a gut punch,
Uh-huh.
emotion-driven
Yeah.
approach.
I see.
Like they're saying, hey, we know the world's a mess,
Yeah.
but instead of getting all doom and gloom about it,
Right.
let's just laugh at the absurdity while we try to fix it.
It's like a different kind of optimism.
Yeah, yeah.
I can definitely see how that might resonate with people, especially those who are tired of being lectured about saving the world, you know?
Right.
It feels more authentic,
Mhm.
more in line with how people actually communicate these days.
Exactly. They're
Mhm.
speaking the language of memes,
Yeah.
of viral trends. And that's where that whole meme coin aspect comes in.
Okay, so let's talk tokenomics.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest. I'm not a crypto expert, so break this down for me. What's the deal with these DSP tokens?
Well, think of it like this.
Okay.
You got a bonfire going, right?
Bonfire.
Yeah, every time someone buys or sells DSP, it's like tossing a log on the fire.
Okay.
That's the basic burn rate, keeps things in check.
I see.
But then when, like, a big global event happens,
Like what?
like a massive political scandal or, who knows, a meteor narrowly missing Earth,
Yeah.
boom, they do an impact burn.
So it's like throwing a whole couch on the fire.
Exactly. Fewer tokens left overall, which, can make the remaining ones potentially more valuable.
Makes sense.
But that impact burn is also tied to their charitable activities.
Oh, really?
Every transaction generates a small amount that goes towards fixing these, dirty, stinking places in the world.
So you're telling me my meme-loving, slightly cynical heart can actually make a difference by buying and selling these tokens?
Well, that's the idea they're selling, yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
And they're not just throwing darts at a board when it comes to choosing causes. They've got this whole AI agent doing the heavy lifting.
Wait, hold up. And AI is picking the charities.
Yeah,
That sounds both really cool and kind of scary.
I get it. But think of it as like a super efficient firefighter, constantly scanning the world for the most urgent fires to put out.
Okay.
You actually get to suggest causes you care about, and then the AI evaluates them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, based on things like urgency and alignment with DSP's mission.
So it's not just a black box making these decisions.
Right.
There's some transparency and community involvement, which I like.
Exactly. And they publish quarterly reports on the AI's decisions so you can see where the money's going and why.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets even more interesting.
Yeah?
They've got this whole meme campaign planned around this concept.
The meme campaign, right?
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Well, one idea that stood out to me was this Welcome to the Dirty Stinking Place series.
Okay.
Imagine memes and videos popping up on your feed,
Uh-huh.
highlighting everything from influencer scams to extreme weather events.
Okay.
All with this, like, darkly humorous, dirty, stinking place branding.
I mean, it's kind of brilliant, right?
Yeah.
It's using humor to point out all the absurdities of the world, but in a way that's shareable.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Definitely.
It's like social commentary disguised as a meme.
Right. And they're not just targeting online spaces either.
Oh, really?
They've got this concept of the cleanup crew.
Cleanup crew.
Yeah, the DSP community that takes action offline.
Wow.
planting trees, crowdfunding solutions to local problems, even voting on these quirky fix-it ideas.
So they're going for a multi-pronged approach here.
They are, yeah.
Raising awareness through the memes, funding solutions through the tokenomics, and then mobilizing a community to take action on the ground.
It's pretty ambitious.
It is, to say the least.
And to top it all off, they've partnered with 4irgpt.com.
4irgpt.com.
This knowledge trading and intelligence utility platform.
Okay, that's a mouthful.
It is.
What's the connection there?
Well, both DSP and 4irgpt.com are about empowering people in the face of, all this rapid technological change we're seeing.
Right.
They see this alliance as a way to combine DSP's humor-driven approach with 4irgpt.com's focus on knowledge sharing and building a sustainable future.
It sounds like they're really trying to cover all the bases.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, are they spreading themselves too thin, or could this actually be a recipe for real, lasting impact?
That is the million-dollar question, and it's one we'll explore further as we dig deeper into Dirty Stinking Place.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we've established that Dirty Stinking Place is all about using humor and memes to tackle global issues, and they've got this whole tokenomic system designed to, fuel the movement.
Right.
But let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
How does it all actually work?
Let's unpack the tokenomics a bit further.
Okay.
You mentioned the bonfire analogy earlier. I think that's a great way to visualize the burn mechanism.
Yeah.
But they've got a couple of other interesting features built in as well.
Oh, like what?
Well, one thing they emphasize is this concept of deflation.
Deflation. Okay.
Remember how we talked about tokens being burned?
Yeah.
Over time, that means the total supply of DSP tokens decreases.
Okay, so fewer tokens in circulation.
Right.
What does that actually do?
Well, theoretically, it can make the remaining tokens more valuable. Think of it like a limited edition collectible.
Okay.
The rarer it is, the more people are willing to pay for it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So they're trying to create a system where the value of the token is inherently tied to its scarcity.
Right.
And that scarcity is driven in part by their charitable activities.
Exactly. It's a clever way to incentivize both investment and social impact.
I see.
And remember that impact burn we talked about?
Yeah.
The one that happens when they hit major charitable milestones?
The throw couch on the fire event.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that also plays into this deflationary mechanism.
Okay.
They're essentially destroying a chunk of tokens to celebrate a successful project or initiative.
So it's like a symbolic way of saying, hey, we achieved something good.
Yeah.
Let's mark the occasion by making the remaining tokens even more valuable.
Right. Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah. It definitely adds a layer of gamification to the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
But let's move on to the AI side of things.
Okay.
You brought up some concerns earlier about an algorithm making decisions about charitable donations.
Yeah.
It's a valid point.
How do we know this AI is making the right choices?
Right. Are we just supposed to trust that this AI is going to be this, benevolent overlord of charitable giving?
It all seems a bit, I don't know, sci-fi dystopian.
I hear you. But remember, this isn't some rogue AI operating in the shadows.
Okay.
There's a lot of transparency built into the system.
Uh-huh.
And they've actually gone to great lengths to outline their approach in the white paper.
Okay, so how does it work?
Well, they call it the Agent AI.
Agent AI.
It's designed to be autonomous and objective, free from human biases.
So no emotional appeals or favoritism.
Right.
Just cold, hard data.
Pretty much. But it's not like the AI is just making arbitrary decisions.
Right.
Remember, users can suggest causes they think deserve funding.
Right. But how much weight do those suggestions actually carry?
Yeah.
Is the AI just going to ignore them if it doesn't agree?
No, that's not how it works.
Okay.
Think of the AI as a filter
Okay.
or a really smart advisor. It takes all those suggestions and runs them through a set of criteria
Okay.
to determine which ones have the highest potential for impact.
So what are these criteria?
Yeah.
What's the AI looking for?
Things like the urgency of the need, the transparency and track record of the organization receiving the funds,
Uh-huh.
even geographic diversity to ensure they're not just focusing on a handful of regions.
So it's like a multi-factor analysis.
Right.
Designed to ensure that the donations are going to where they can make the biggest difference.
Exactly.
And how do we know the AI is actually following these criteria?
Yeah.
It's not like it can write us a report explaining its reasoning.
That's where the human element comes back in.
Okay.
They've committed to publishing these detailed quarterly reports
Okay.
that break down the AI's decisions.
So which causes were chosen? How much money was allocated?
Right.
The rationale behind each choice.
Oh, that.
So it's not a black box.
No,
There's accountability built in.
absolutely.
And this is all publicly available information.
Absolutely. They're also planning to have live dashboards on their website where you can track the impact of the donations in real time.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see how your contribution, combined with others, is making a difference.
Okay, so there's transparency, there's accountability.
Right.
But even with all that, can't you still imagine scenarios where the AI goes rogue,
Of course.
makes some bad calls?
No system is foolproof,
Right.
and there's always a risk that things could go wrong.
Yeah.
But that's why they're emphasizing ongoing monitoring and improvement.
Okay.
They're using machine learning to constantly refine the AI's decision-making processes.
So it's a learning system. It gets smarter and more efficient over time as it encounters more data and real-world feedback.
Exactly. It's an ongoing process of optimization.
Okay.
But another potential challenge is the reliance on user suggestions.
Oh, yeah, good point.
What if most of the suggestions come from people who are already aligned with a particular worldview?
Right. It could create a bubble where certain causes get more attention simply because they're popular within the DSP community.
Exactly. That's a risk.
Yeah.
To address this, they're looking at mechanisms to encourage diversity
Okay.
and broad participation in the suggestion process.
Okay.
Things like weighted voting systems or incentivizing suggestions for underrepresented causes.
So they're aware of the potential pitfalls,
They are.
and they're trying to build in safeguards.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, this is still a grand experiment.
It is.
It's like they're trying to hack philanthropy using memes and AI.
Yeah, it is an experiment for sure,
Mm.
and we're just starting to see the early stages of it.
Mm.
But it's definitely a fascinating one to watch. They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the world of social impact.
Yeah.
And I think that's worth paying attention to.
I agree. And it's not just about the technology, right?
Right.
It's about the community, the shared vision,
Yeah.
the willingness to use humor as a tool for change.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes Dirty Stinking Place so intriguing.
Exactly. And speaking of community,
Yes.
let's delve a little deeper into how they're planning to mobilize their cleanup crew to take action beyond the digital realm.
So we've talked about the tokenomics, the AI, the
Yeah.
transparency. It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But what does it all add up to?
Right.
Can a meme coin actually make a difference in this big, messy world?
That's the big question, isn't it? It really makes you think.
It does.
On the one hand, you've got this lighthearted, almost like flippant attitude,
Yeah.
dirty, stinking place, memes about the apocalypse.
Right.
But then on the other hand, there's this real earnestness to their mission,
Yeah.
a desire to use those same tools to actually improve things.
It's like they're trying to turn cynicism into action,
Yeah.
apathy into engagement. And honestly, I kind of admire that.
Yeah, it's a unique approach, for sure.
It is.
They're tapping into something very real, that sense of irony and dark humor that you see online.
Especially with younger generations.
Exactly, especially among younger generations. It's like, yeah, the world's a mess, so let's laugh about it while we try to fix it.
It's almost like a coping mechanism,
It is, yeah.
but like a productive one.
Exactly.
And they're not just relying on humor to get their message across.
Right.
They're also betting big on AI, which, let's be honest, is a gamble in itself.
AI is definitely a powerful tool,
Yeah,
but it's a double-edged sword.
for sure.
We've talked about some of the risks, but let's look at the other side.
Okay.
What if this agent AI actually works?
Yeah, what if it actually helps us make smarter, more efficient decisions?
About how we allocate resources.
Exactly.
Imagine if algorithms could help us identify problems before they become crises,
All right.
optimize charitable giving.
And even help bridge the gap between those who have and those who need.
Right, exactly.
Okay, now that's a future I can get behind.
The good future.
But are we really ready to hand over that kind of power to machines?
That's a valid concern, and it's one we're going to have to grapple with more and more.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives?
Exactly. The key is to make sure we're not just blindly following the algorithms,
Right.
but actively shaping their development and deployment.
It's not about replacing human judgment, it's about augmenting it.
Absolutely.
And that's where the whole community aspect comes in.
Right.
Dirty Stinking Place isn't just about throwing money at problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's about building a network of people who care,
Yes.
who want to get involved, who are willing to take action.
And they're doing it through humor, which you have to admit is a pretty disarming strategy.
It is. It lowers your defenses.
Yeah.
Makes you more receptive to the message.
And also makes it easier to spread.
Oh, for sure.
Memes are contagious. They go viral.
That's what they're banking on.
Exactly. They're using humor as a Trojan horse, basically.
I like that.
to deliver this message of hope, of collective action, of believing that even in a world that often feels like it's, going to hell in a handbasket,
Yeah.
we can actually make a difference.
It's like they're saying, look, we know things are messed up,
We're not sugarcoating it
but instead of giving up,
or getting angry.
let's laugh about it
Band together.
and try to make things a little less dirty, a little less stinky.
I love it. It's a message that I think resonates with a lot of people, especially those who just feel kind of overwhelmed by everything.
Totally.
It's a way to acknowledge the absurdity without succumbing to despair.
And it's not just about awareness.
No.
It's about action. Remember the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
The folks who are taking things offline, getting involved in their communities.
That's the real test, right?
Oh, dude.
Can they translate online enthusiasm into real-world impact?
Yeah.
Can they mobilize a community that's not just about buying and selling tokens?
But about actually rolling up their sleeves and getting their hands dirty.
Literally. Yeah.
It's a big ask. But if they can pull it off,
That could be huge.
yeah, it could be a game changer.
It'd be fascinating to see how it all plays out.
Right.
How they navigate the inevitable challenges.
Yeah.
How they balance the humor with the seriousness of their mission.
So you're saying this is an experiment worth watching?
Absolutely. Dirty Stinking Place is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the world of philanthropy, social activism, even cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
They're using humor, technology, community to create a movement that, while it's still early,
Yeah.
has the potential to really disrupt things.
And maybe, just maybe, make the world a slightly less dirty, stinking place.
We can hope.
Well, listeners, that's the end of our deep dive into Dirty Stinking Place.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We've explored their vision, their methods, their hopes, and their dreams.
Whether you're intrigued, skeptical,
Or somewhere in between.
I think we can all agree they've given us a lot to think about.
They definitely gave me a lot to think about. And you know what? I might even check out those meme campaigns.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it'll be a good laugh.
A little laughter never hurt anyone, right? And who knows, maybe it'll inspire you to get involved, join the cleanup crew, make a difference in your own little corner of the world.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
It is fun.
Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and remember, even in a dirty, stinking world, there's always hope.